So all of you can log in to your Thunkable. So once in your Thunkable, you can actually create a new app. So this app is going to be a simple business app. It only has 2 pages. So you can name it simple biz app. So you can select just for education purpose. That should be fine. All right. So you can give a name, simple business app, or whatever name that you want to give. Then click on create. So waiting for it to load. So here we are. So we are going to have 2 screens for this purpose. So currently we are in screen 1. So let us rename this screen 1 into our intro screen. So we can rename this as our intro. So this is our intro screen. So just rename it into intro. That's all. That's what we did. Is it okay? Everyone done up to this point? So what we're going to do with this intro page, what is the effect that we want to create is assuming that this is a clothing app, clothing business, right? So what we want to do is we want to make a splash screen. So this intro screen is going to be our splash screen. So splash screen means you are going to display your latest product, for a few seconds, then it will change. It will change. So that's what we call as the splash screen. You splash your product, new product. So part of promoting a new product that you have in your cloth lines, for example, right? So how we're going to do that is, because currently we are in an intro, so we're going to add a background picture. So for that, you can actually go to Google. Maybe I'm going to search for men clothing. So you can go to any image. Whatever clothes that you want to search, you can actually search. We're just looking for image only. Okay, maybe we have, let's look at this one. Okay, so maybe this is our new clothes line. So we're going to copy the image address. Copy the image address, and we are going to make it as the background picture. All right. Try to preview and see. Are you able to view it? Okay. There. So you can see. Yeah, I managed to view it. Everyone managed to do. So let's see. If you want to resize, you can actually put as contain. Let's see now. If we use contain, then it displays something like this. Then your image get compressed into your screen. But if you want something like earlier, you want it to cover. See, when you use cover, then you have something like this. So how you would like your products to be displayed, it's up to you. So maybe we'll use cover. If you want to select other options of resize mode, that's up to you. You can actually do that. Is that okay? Everyone done? Everyone managed to add your own clothing? This is just for the first image, right? And what we're going to do under this intro page is info screen is also, because remember that we want to make it a splash screen. We want the image to change. So in order for it to change, we're going to add an element of timer. So when the timer is done, then do something. Timer's done, do something. Timer's done, do something. So in order for us to do that, then we need to search for components. So type timer. You will see that is timer. So if you click on the question there, it adds timer to your app. So you can drag and drop timer. So once you have drag and drop your timer, there's a simple settings here. What is the interval that you want to set? 5 seconds. What do you think 5 seconds? Yeah, but 5 seconds is too long, right? It doesn't look like a splash screen. So you might want to change this. Yeah, it's either 2.5. Does it allow 2.5 seconds? Yeah. It's either 2.5 seconds or 2500 milliseconds. Up to you, whatever time that you want to give. So sometimes if you see one thing for 5 seconds, it's a bit too long. So you can reduce it 2.5 seconds or. So we're going to enable loop, which means you want it to keep on counting. And of course, we have to enable it. If you don't enable the timer, then the timer won't start. So these are the simple settings that you actually have to do. Just add the image and also we add the timer. Done up to this point. Everyone's okay? Now we want to create this splash screen. We want to make sure that the screen changes, right? So in order for us to do that, then of course we have to add some functionality to it. So we need to do that in the blocks. So let's go to the blocks. So under the blocks here, what we want to create is we want to create a list of images, a list of image URL that we can select and we can splash it to the screen. So in order for us to do that, let us create a variable. So we're going to initiate a variable. So this variable, we're going to create a list variable. Okay. Remember earlier we have done the list, right? In our previous app workshop that we have done, we have created a list. That means it contains a list, right? So we can create image variable. So this one we can name it as image list variable. This is the variable name, but we're going to make it as a list variable. So go to list. So you can add on the list, right? But what we're going to do in the list here is we want to add all the URLs. So we're going to remove all this. You all able to see the screen? So we're going to include text so that we can actually include the URLs of the images. You can have more. You can have more. I'm just putting 3. If you want to add more, how do? You click on the settings icon. You can add the items. When you do that, there you see, it adds more. But if you don't want, then you can bring it out. Is that okay? That's how you can add more. You can feel free to add. So what we want to add here is, okay, now let's look for other image for us to incorporate. Maybe I'm going to choose this image is one. So I'm going to copy the image address. And I'm going to paste it here. All right. So anyway, and choose another 2 more. This is copy image address. Whatever your choice of your choice, you can actually put your choice. I'm just randomly choosing, so you can choose your own. Everyone managed to do? So you have actually added 3. So now we are going to use the timer function. So timer is where each time when the timer fires, so when you click on this timer 1, you can see the first block. When timer 1 fires means when the whatever time that you set this now, I set at 2.5 seconds. So when 2.5 seconds, it'll fire. You're supposed to do something, so we're going to use this. What it's supposed to do. Now, because we are having several images and we want the images to be randomly to be displayed, we need to actually set a condition whenever we actually fire. So when we actually fire, we want to actually try to set if the number of images. You want to set how many times that you want to display the image. Otherwise, if you have a lot of images here, you don't want to display all the images. Sometimes boring, right? So maybe you just want to, maybe you have a lot of list here, but let's say you want to just display 3. So in order for you to control the number of images that you want to display, so you need to have another variable which holds the image number, which you can set the number of images that you want to actually display, right? So for that we need to initialize another variable. So this one we call it as image number. So image number variable is going to be a numeric value. So therefore we're going to initialize it to 0. In a while, you'll see how we will actually utilize this. So here under the timer 1 fires, we want to actually check. We want to set a condition to check on the variable image number. If it's less than a particular number, then we want it to continue to display any one of these images here. So that's what we want to do. So in order for us to set the condition here, we're going to use control if do else. So why we are using if do else 3 condition? So we're going to check for if the image number is less than a particular predefined number. Then what we want to do, we want to continue to randomly display from our image list. Once the number of image is already displayed, then else we want it to go to our home screen. So we have not added a home screen. This app will have a home screen as well. So we will actually do that. All right. So let us actually set a condition here. This is logic. So yeah, let's use this. So if app variable image number, if it's okay, here must be a math value, so we have to put it here. So this one, let's say we put if it's less or equals then. Okay, here's the little bit of calculation and logic thinking that you have to put into consideration. So let's say I only want to display 3 images. What should be the value here? Huh? 3. Considering your screen background image. What's the value that I should put here? 2. Look at the sign. The answer is 1. Why 1? You see, when you're on the app itself, you're already seeing the first image, right? Then when the timer, that means you're already seeing the first image. Then after 2.5 seconds, what happens? It fires, right? Then it will check. Currently, the app image number is actually 0. So you are setting the condition if it's less or equal to 1. So currently, what's the value of image number? 0, right? So it fulfills this condition, right? It is still less. So what do you want to do? You want to display the background image. So where should we set the background image? Is under intro, right? This is set intro's background picture. So what we want to actually set the background picture to, we're going to use a random number. Do we have random from list, or is it from under list? Yes, this one. We can actually use this random item from list. So what is the list? It will randomly automatically choose from the list. But where are all these lists saved at? Which variable? Yes, it's under image list, right? Image list. So if it fulfills the first condition, what it will do? It will change the background image to any one of these 3. Are you all following the logic? Any one of these 3 images it will take and put. So now each time someone opens, it doesn't come the same images. Right? It looks nicer, right, in that way. Then what do you have to do? What do you have to do to the image number? You have to add by 1, right? So we have to set the, not image list, this is a number. So we have to use math operation where we can add variable image number plus 1. So just now earlier when you open the app, there's already 1 image. After 2.5 seconds, it will randomly choose, because it fulfills this condition, right? Currently 0 is less or equals to 1. So it will randomly choose any one of these and change the background image. Then it will increase the image number app variable by 1. So now what is the value of app of image number? 1, right? So after fire again, what it'll do? It'll check. Is it what's the value of image number? 1. 1 or equal to 1. Does it fulfill the condition? Yes. So it display second. So totally how many images you have seen? 3. Starting, then this one, then again 3 images. So when you add, then becomes 2. Then when you check, will it fulfill this condition? Oh, it's 2, right? Is 2 less or equal to 1? No, right? So it will go to, else it will go to the home screen. So you can change this value. You can increase it to 2, then it will show more images. Is that okay? Any question up to this point? So we have to go to the home screen, but we have not created the home screen yet. So let's go and add the home screen. So click on add screen, then blank screen. Next, so you have the screen 1. So this one we're going to rename it as home screen. Okay. So we'll add some functionality in the home screen, but once you have done that, then you can go to blocks. So now you can under the control, you can navigate it to home screen. And also when you navigate it, you only want the timer to fire during the intro screen. So once it goes to the home screen, you don't want it to fire. So you want to disable the set timer. Yeah, set timers loop. This one to false. So you want to make sure you disable the timer. You don't want it to continue firing. Can you try your app? Let's see. So first image, second image, third image, and it goes to the home screen, which is currently empty. If you want to display more image, then you can actually do that. So if you preview again, there's the same first image, second image. Let's see if we get different image or not. Oh, sorry, it's not displaying image. Sometimes whatever, when you do the random, the same image get repeated twice. So that's what happens in that case. So you can add more images or things like that. Is everyone okay up to this point? Are you all doing the app? So what we want to have in the home screen is that in the home screen is what we want to have the web viewer. This is one of the functions that you need to have in your business app, right? So under the web viewer, what is the web viewer? A web viewer allows you to see the entire web on your phone. It's not that it's going out, it's not going out of the app. You're viewing the entire website in your phone. So in order for you to do that, you can actually search for this component web viewer. So you can type web, then immediately you'll see that there is a web viewer. You see this one? So drag and drop it to the web viewer. So currently the web viewer occupies the entire screen and it requires a URL. But the height, I'm just going to play with the height. Let's say you're going to use relative size, because at the bottom of the height, maybe we can actually put something like followers on Instagram or followers on Facebook, something like that. So let's see if we put 80%. So looks fine, right? Okay. 80% is fine. So if we included the web viewer, later we can change the size of it. So I just set the height of the as 80%. And at the bottom here, I wanted to have something, we want to have a label and also a button side by side. Now because when we want to arrange things side by side, then we need to use a container. So what's the container that we can actually use? So when you go, let's see, under layout. Excuse me. So you can see that under layout there is this row. So if you click on row, row is a horizontal container that allows you to position components side by side. So this is what we want to actually add. So drag and drop the row below. Okay, now the row comes above the web viewer, so we can actually drag so it can be below the web viewer. So you can see the row is there. Okay, this one, let's see if I make the size as 20 still 10. Okay, setting the width as 10. Later we'll see how it looks like. Now this row allows us to set components side by side. So the first component that we want to add is our label. Take a label and drop it here. So this label, we can change it as follow us on. And we want to add another button so that let's say your business, you have an Insta page. So when you click on that button, it'll go to your Insta page. So we want to include a button beside it. So now when you take and put it here, see, it allows you to put side by side, but we want the button to be on the other side. So maybe we can bring the label up. Oops, sorry, too much up. Yeah. So this button, we can rename it as Insta button, for example. We're going to change it. Not going to have any text here. It's very close, so maybe we can add some padding. Not padding, margin. This should be on the left. Let's say if we put 10. Okay, this looks okay. Now we want to include Insta logo. Let's search for Instagram logo. Oops. Okay, we have one logo here, so I'm going to copy the image address and let's put the background source. Okay, so managed to fill in. So what we want is whenever we click on this, then it's supposed to go to our Instagram page, for example. Is everyone able to follow? Now let us settle the web viewer first. Now if you click on the web viewer requires a URL. So in this case, let us use famous clothing, maybe let's say Padini shop. Okay, maybe this one. I click on this. Okay, maybe you can choose whatever website, any website.
So,
Yes.
how about our project we're creating? We have to create a website as well?
No, you don't have to create a website. That's why I mentioned you can actually just use any other website. Just an idea only, right? So you can copy this URL and paste it here. So what happens is you'll be able to view your entire website on your web viewer. Let me see, is it able to view here or not? Does it allow to view here, or you have to view on the Thunkable Live? Let's see if you can view on Thunkable Live. Okay, mine is actually showing the image, all the three images. Are you able to see the website? Is it able to? Are you able to view
Yeah.
the website, the
It
entire?
takes time a little bit.
Yeah. Sometimes because the internet connection it takes time. So, but you will be able to view. You can actually scroll and everything there in the web viewer. It's like entire website is there. You can actually view it. Right? And we're going to add some functionalities for this. Like currently, when you press the button, nothing happens. So for this home screen, when you go to the block, so you're going to use the Insta button. So when Insta button is clicked, then we want to actually bring it to another page. So let's see where is the link. Open link. Under control, there is this open link. Of course, by default, it's a thunkable website. You can actually put whatever website here. Your by right, you're supposed to put your Insta page or whatever link it is. So for this page, you will be able to see. Let me see again. Is it able to preview here? Very slow. But then when you click on this follow us, when you click on it, it actually now when you click on it, then it goes out of the app. It opens up a new link. So in your case, you can actually, whenever you have a certain button for you to actually to work on, just that I think the internet is a bit slow, but you see though, it automatically opens up a new tab. So in this case, in your app, when you have that, when you click on it, here it's not showing, but on the app, it will show. So you can adjust accordingly how you want. If you think this is, so you will be able to see the entire website on your screen, right? You can actually scroll just your entire website. Is a fully you are viewing the entire website. So when you click on the button, then you see it opens up a new browser, new link. Of course, this one brings to the Tankable. There you see, it opens up a new thing. So you can incorporate this kind of things in your app. So this is a very simple business app which has a splash screen, and also it has a web viewer. You are able to view the web, and it also has a link button where you can actually view and open another link. Any questions that you have up to this point? I'll stopping the recording.